Morena koutou katoa, Whāngai number 4. And so this Kaupapa is a recap and also a follow-up on the bits that I missed on Monday because of my plane being called. So Whāngai number 4, the whole idea around Whāngai, as I discussed right at the beginning, literally means to feed somebody or to care for somebody. Taurima, atawhaia, other terms that cover this whole notion of nurture. And as we nurture children, we nurture whānau, we nurture a community, we nurture a society. And the clash of cultures with the introduction of non-Māori values, non-Māori views of the world, and the impact of colonisation has resulted in people thinking that whāngai is the same as adoption, where often adoption was where the parent didn't or couldn't have the baby. Whereas in Māori tradition, it was all about making sure that whanaungatanga was maintained and fed. Because when you feed a child, you're feeding your whanaunga. And as you feed your whanaunga, you feed whanaungatanga, which is relationships. And so this whole focus in on notion of relationships is all about making sure that whakapapa is maintained and there's a connect. Also covered the idea, excuse the siren, it's a fire. Also covered the idea of how whāngai was connected to our view of the economy, where you gave children to whānau to maintain a connection, but also that whānau may have resources that you don't have. And as a result of that gift, and the whole foundation of Māori culture being based on reciprocity, you give, I give, it's a two-way thing, you can then make sure that the resources you don't have are then shared, and the resources they don't have, you share with them. Then there's this whole notion around iwi settlements. And iwi settlements play an interesting role in tribal debates today around whāngai and adoption. Some are very clear where it's open to everybody. Some are very clear where it's not open to either. And some will either say whāngai or adoption, but not both. The key point is, as we try to grow our Māoritanga, how do we maintain our tikanga in these structures that are established from a Westminster point of view? And that's a challenge. But also, how do we care for each other? And in addition to that, when you would whāngai, you would then marry that child into the whānau that was whāngaiing that child. And therefore the children would be blood. Would whakapapa to the other lines that aren't covered through the whāngai relationship. And so it's all about making sure that people could connect once they are gifted. And it was all a gift, and often the parents weren't involved in the decision around the gift. It was usually done by the grandparents, or sometimes by another whānau or hapu member who had a strong connection to one or both sides of the family. In conclusion, I have been raised with my whāngai brothers and sisters. I am not a whāngai, but I've been raised by with my whāngai brothers and sisters, and they're my brothers and sisters, full stop. And I don't see any difference because that was the way I was raised. Others will see the difference, but when we do things, we try to involve everybody. And more importantly, you've got to go back to the word, whāngai. As you feed somebody, you're not just feeding them food, You're feeding them your hau, your Māori. So therefore, spiritually, they become part of you. They become yours, and you become theirs. Ka tiake, e me i ana ki koutou, ki tātou katoa. I roto I tēnei rā, have a great weekend. Only doing 4 on Whāngai this time around, and I'll be thinking about a new kaupapa over the weekend. Kia ora tātou.